Folks, we maybe have to do like some video or something where we give you some of our during the break conversations we have around here. They're a lot of fun. I'm your host, BKP, 9:21 in the morning, 69 degrees here in LJ, Georgia. Let's show them how they can contact the show. Right there it is, chief@fetyournews.com. There's our phone number. That's a 24/7 phone number that they could text. And there's all the ways you can run the social media. Follow us there. Now, we were discussing chicken. Chicken came into play. And I'll tell you what, Josh, you know, I'm not knocking anybody that has chicken on the menu, but if you want chicken, Ingles about 11 o'clock, when they pull up that first batch and dump that chicken in that thing, I tell you what, I got to give it to Ingles on their chicken, man.
I agree with you there.
You agree with that?
Yep.
I tell you what, you go over there and watch Ingles drop that fresh batch of chicken, you're going to like that. So, anytime. Jake sent me a message and wanted to know, and I didn't look at the time. I think he wanted to know when we were going to do it. I think it was earlier he sent me that message. So make sure you tag Jake in my little, and I know I wasn't nice. I'm sorry. I was nasty. Is that my fault? Am I a bad person because I was nasty when the media has led me to believe that Trump called I think me being nasty is no other than, I think it's Trump's fault I'm nasty. I really do. Or acting nasty. Finally going to blame it on the president. I'm just joking out there. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, I knew I was going to get out of sorts. I knew I was. I've been, I'm hearing tariffs, okay? Oh, my. And let me tie these together, okay? Let me tie these together for a reason. Because I just like almost... So, let me go with this, okay? Number 2, and stay with me on this. Now, here's what's happened in Washington, D.C. There's 2 things I want to focus on. In Washington, D.C., there's 2 things. One, sometimes we do not accept or pay attention to that the swamp is not only Democrats. You got it? A lot of swamp up there, okay? All right. The swamp is not all Democrat. A lot of Republicans in that swamp. Let's leave it at that. Second, here's what's happening up there. You have the Mitch McConnells and you have the people in the world that, the politicians in Washington, D.C. that have never done anything else. Never done anything else. I mean, they got out of college, they became communications director for a small city, they ran for city council, then they ran for mayor, and then they ran for commissioner, then they ran for state senator, and then they ran for their senator or House of Representatives. They don't know anything else. You have an enormous, Congress is 535, that's Congress, okay? 535, 100 U.S. senators, 2 from each state, by the way. That'd be, 100 senators, and then 435 members of the House of Representatives makes up Congress. These people have no understanding whatsoever of business or profits or making money or running a business. The majority of these people have had people come to them. Now listen to me, whether you believe this or not, and say, look, go set up this phony corporation over here and we'll make sure we pack it full of money. And that's how you take this $150, $180, or $200,000 a year job. And when you get done, we'll make sure you're worth $7, $8 million, 10, whatever you want to turn it into. But we have, out of 535 members of Congress, we have a handful, and I mean it's a small handful, that really understood going to the bank, really understand getting turned down by the bank, saying, having a banker, and we're not, this is not knock the banker hour, okay, but having a banker look at you, okay, and give you all the things they think that are great about your idea going into business. Yes, you need that capital to get that business off the ground. Yes, I think you will do great in that business, but obviously you don't have enough stuff for us to take away from you if all of your passion and hopes and dreams fail, because we won't. Just say it, okay? So, and it's not negative. I swear to God, it's just the way it is, all right? These people do not know anything about that. They don't know when you come back that you have to put that amount of debt on the piece of paper, and you have to look at that amount of debt, and you have to service that debt, plus grow your business, plus find enough money for payroll on Friday, okay? They don't know anything about that. So they are in a world with Donald Trump that they know nothing about. They are in a world of things they heard you could do, they thought could happen, but never dreamed anybody would. Because obviously NAFTA, we cut this great deal, Bill Clinton, George H. Bush, laying on the desk of Bill Clinton, he signs it into effect. George W. expands NAFTA. We signed this great deal to send everything we have to Mexico. Everything's a big word, I understand, but to send our parts manufacturers, to send our car manufacturers to Mexico, to send our blue jean manufacturers, Levi's from Blue Ridge, Georgia, to Mexico. FabTech here in LJ, Georgia, we sent to Mexico. You name it, we sent it to Mexico. Why, they never dreamed somebody would say, it's going to cost a little to bring it back. Wow, we never dreamed that would happen. That's what's going on. Let's go to this for a minute. Trump tariffs on Mexico likely will go into effect. Okay? Right? Let's go to number 6. Now, this is Dave Briggs. Now, Dave Briggs just briefly used to be with Fox, and obviously he hated the people over there so bad because this is the most liberal guy. If you look there on the right, it's 4:05 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm watching these liberal whack jobs. He is going nuts, all right? And let's go to number 7. GOP rebellion over Trump's Mexico tariffs. McConnell, there is not much support in my conference for tariffs. They're sitting there, here's what's happening with these guys. They're like, we heard that somebody might do that. We never dreamed anybody would step. Well, Lord, I'm going to tell you something. You never dreamed you'd have Donald J. Trump for president of the United States. Well, we never thought about actually putting tariffs on something from Mexico to stop immigration, illegal immigration just flooding across our border. What a concept. Don't forget, the swamp is not all Democrats, okay? So let's go to I'm going to give you another couple, and then I'm going to explain something to you. I'm sorry, when I say explain to you, I know that might be upsetting. That's CNN. So let's go to number 24. Trump faces GOP resistance to Mexico tariffs. That's 4 a.m. Central, right, 5 o'clock, right out of the box. They got the press release right there, MSNBC, first thing this morning, okay? Let me see what else I have here, and we will get to it briefly. Hold on. Trump tweets out, number 38. I can imagine crying Chuck Schumer saying out loud for all to hear, I am bluffing with respect to putting tariffs on Mexico. What a creep. He would rather have our country fail with drugs and immigration than give Republicans a win. But he gave Mexico bad advice. No bluff. Thank you, Mr. President. I just wish you would have put, instead of Chuck Schumer, you would list all of them and say it to them. Because, see, they would rather have drugs and our failed immigration program and our schools and our hospitals, failing schools and hospitals. And they would rather have this terrible, drugs are killing our kids. And I know you're going to say, well, you know, that used to be what my grandpa used to say. They could care less. It's their money that's more important. It's that 5%. It's that, oh my God, what will you do to save these kids in this country? Donald Trump's tired of it. He wants to build a wall. He wants the immigration laws changed. He does not want chain migration. He wants to change the asylum seeking laws in this country. No, kids in cages. And Trump killed 7 kids according to them. Really? You crazy people? Why, that tariff thing. And then you have so let's stay there just for a minute. Now, how does this tie together? Okay? Let's go to, now this is going to be a couple minutes long, and I want to do this for a reason. Let's go to a report from KTLA Channel 5. And what I have, it's yesterday. Let's go through a LA report yesterday. Let's play that video.
And Lou, homelessness is certainly a hot button issue, and today we had a breakdown of the problem, the crisis here in Southern California, and also some suggestions on how to combat it. Officials say even as housing placements reach new heights, the 2019 Greater Los Angeles homeless count shows a 12% rise in homelessness from last year. Officials say 2 years into a 10-year investment with Measure H, LA's homeless services system is preventing and ending homelessness for more people than ever before. However, increasing rents, a housing crisis, and economic disparities and challenges are pushing more Angelenos into homelessness. They say the encampments and those tent cities that we see are most visible, but contrary to popular belief, the majority of homeless people are not so visible. They're living in their cars, and they are not suffering from mental illness or substance abuse, but rather economic hardship or lack of a strong support system with their family and friends. By the numbers now, the 2019 count shows nearly 59,000 people in Los Angeles County experiencing homelessness, representing that 12% jump from last year's count. The city of LA saw a 16% increase. The population is constantly shifting, with people moving out of homelessness and others moving into the problem.
One of the challenges that Los Angeles has is that we are the least affordable housing market in America. That is a very large number of people who are very close to the edge at any given time, and as rents move faster than incomes, many people are falling into homelessness on a regular basis.
So I cite these elements: preventing unjust evictions, preventing rent gouging, and preventing discrimination against people with rental subsidies as actions that the state of California can take today to stem the inflow of people into homelessness.
The number of homeless veterans decreased slightly from last year. However, the number of homeless youth pretty much skyrocketed, up 24% this year from last. We will have more on the story throughout the day. For now, reporting live in downtown Los Angeles, I'm Chris Wolf, KTLA.
Chris Wolf. All right, so we are concerned about tariffs, 5% from Mexico. Trump says he's going to stop this. Thousands pouring across our borders. Children pouring across our borders, going into your schools. Okay? Thousands. 59,000. LA County, homeless, 59,000. Up 12%. We have turned, here's another story from the Gazette X. I wanted to double check, Homelessness jumps 12% in LA County and 16% in the city. Officials are stunned. 59,000, they're stunned. Here's what we could do. We could pass an infrastructure bill, right? Well, that would be great. And what can we do with the infrastructure bill? Give me number 47. Maybe we can build you some more government housing, Democrats. Latinos out there, homeless. Maybe there's some Chicago tenements there. Maybe we could build you some government housing and stick you in your government-controlled housing. Maybe we could do that in the infrastructure bill. Let's go to number 48. Here's something we could build for you. We can get you off the streets and build you that right there with our $1 trillion infrastructure bill that the Democrats want. We can get you off the street. No, here's what we could do. We could put a tariff on Mexico. We could tell Mexico, if you don't stop sending them to our border, we're going to make it impossible for you to send your products into this country. And I'm not bluffing or playing around. Then you got Mitch McConnell, you got all these stuffed shirts running. Oh my God, we don't have the appetite for tariffs. We just don't have the appetite for it. No, we don't. I don't give a damn about your appetite. Here's what I care about is the schools that nobody will talk about that are slammed with these people. Our hospitals slammed. Our communities slammed. Our cities, 59,000 homeless, smell like urine. Walk in your cities. Here's what you've done. You have taken areas of the city and revitalized them. Oh my God, I love it. We've revitalized areas of our city. No, all you did was quarantine off a segment, keep the poor people out by making every single thing so expensive nobody can live and be in your section of your city that you've revitalized. That's what you've done. And then you push out San Francisco, New York, Chicago, 10 murders, 10 or more murders, 52 shot over the weekend. Smells like urine. You got to be careful. They just crap right on the sidewalks. It's disgusting. You go to public restrooms, urinate. I mean, it's disgusting. There's animals. We got damn animals living in these cities. Oh, I'm the bad guy. I don't have to be nasty about it. I'm sorry. All right, let's take one more break and we'll come back and wrap up. But here's the thing. The tariffs, go with it, Donald. I don't give a rat's. Put the tariffs on. Tell Mexico. I don't care if all the Republicans up there are having heart failure because their bank accounts are not swelling because they've never run a business in their damn life and they have no idea what's going on. America first. I like it, Donald. Keep it up. Take it a break.